Go into the world and do well, but more importantly, go into the world and do good. Exercise is a celebration of what you can do, not a punishment for what you ate. Johnny Kim was a Navy SEAL and served in the infamous Task Unit Bruiser in Iraq. He was awarded a Silver Star and Bronze Star with Valor. He graduated summa cum laude at USD with a BA in math. He later received his doctorate of medicine from Harvard Medical School. In 2017 he and 11 others were selected out of over 18,000 applicants to begin astronaut training at NASA. This man accomplished arguably the top 3 things every child wants to be. He's 34 years old. From painting streets in Brazil World Cup 2014 to be named in Brazil World Cup Team 2018 in Russia. It gets easier. Every day it gets a little easier, but you gotta do it every day. That's the hard part, but it does get easier. I used to be embarrassed because I was just a comic book writer while other people were building bridges or going on to medical careers, and then I began to realize entertainment is one of the most important things in people's lives. Without it they might go off the deep end. I feel if you're able to entertain people, you're doing a good thing. Stanley. If I'm an advocate for anything, it's to move as far as you can, as much as you can, across the ocean, or simply across the river. The extent to which you can walk in someone else's shoes or at least eat their food, it's a plus for everybody. Open your mind. Get up off the couch. Move. Anthony Bourdain. Always do your best, and everybody's best is different. You can't always be the best, but you can always do your best. If you are more fortunate than others, build a longer table, not a taller fence. When Christopher Reeve was in the hospital after the riding accident that paralyzed him, Robin Williams burst through the door wearing scrubs and announced in a Russian accent that he was a proctologist and needed to examine him immediately. Reeve said it was the first time he'd laughed since the accident, and from that moment on he knew that life was going to be okay. This is my son's friend Jared. Before I hear any wisecracks, Jared has been fighting lung cancer and we almost lost him. He was recently cleared to work out. Today his arm measured 8¼ inches and his legs just over 12 inches, and he's at 0% body fat. I'm taking him under my wing. Stay tuned for Jared's progress. Did you know, a Chinese farmer who quit school in 3rd grade spent 16 years teaching himself law to sue a chemical company for polluting his village? Wang Enlin couldn't afford to buy all the law books he studied at a local bookstore, so he paid the store in bags of corn to let him sit and read, copied all the information by hand and learned what he could with the help of a dictionary. He won the case in 2017. Shout out to us, man. My mom graduates from Norfolk State after dropping out over 30 years ago, and I'm graduating from William and Mary. 2.7 GPA. A society grows great when old men plant trees whose shade they know they shall never sit in. Son, one day you will appreciate the truly important things in life. Thanks, Dad. She went from KFC to registered nurse. Thinking of Sophie Scarl, who was executed on this day in 1943 for leading student resistance against Hitler. She was 21. Her last words: "How can we expect righteousness to prevail when there is hardly anyone willing to give himself up individually to a righteous cause? Such a fine sunny day, and I have to go, but what does my death matter? If through us thousands of people are awakened and stirred to action, do more things that make you forget to check your phone." Spent 7 years in special ed, graduating with a 1.8 GPA. A teacher said I wasn't going to college. Now I'm a VCU grad and best-selling author. 5 years ago, I was shot in an attempt to stop me from speaking out for girls' education. Today I attend my first lectures at Oxford. I don't want to be a loser. You're not a loser. You know what a loser is. A real loser is somebody that's so afraid of not winning, they don't even try. I'd always end up broken down on the highway when I stood there trying to flag someone down. Nobody stopped, but when I pushed my own car, other drivers would get out and push with me. If you want help, help yourself. People like to see that. Chris Rock. Highway patrol officer talks down suicidal man Officer Kevin Briggs talks to Kevin Berthier for 60 minutes before he finally agrees to climb back over the railing. A full 8 years later, Berthier, now married with 2 kids, presents Briggs with an award at an American Foundation for Suicide. Best advice from my dad: you believed in Santa for 8 years, you can believe in yourself for 10 seconds. You'll have bad times, but it'll always wake you up to the good stuff you weren't paying attention to. Robin Williams. Good Will Hunting. My therapist taught me to interrupt my anxious thinking with thoughts like, what if things work out? And, what if all my hard work pays off? So I'm passing that on to you wherever you are, whatever you're leaving, or whomever you're becoming. In 2016 I will be 22. Graduated from a school I have not chosen yet, and going to the Olympics. I tweeted that 5 years ago. It's 2016. I graduate from Texas in December. I'm going to the Olympics next week. I had a man come to me and he said, Bob, I could never paint because I'm colorblind. So I thought today we'd do a picture in gray, just to show you that anyone can paint. As long as you're learning, you're not failing. My mom said something: you can lie down for people to walk on you and they will still complain that you're not flat enough. Live your life. Don't let the internet rush you. No one is posting their failures. It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not a weakness, that is life. My goal was to graduate before I reached 100 years of age. I made it with 33 years to spare. Find 3 hobbies, 1 to make you money, 1 to keep you in shape, and 1 to keep you creative. I want to go to the Grammys one day. Wow, I did it. Press forward. Do not stop. Do not linger in your journey, but strive for the mark set before you. George Whitefield. Life is better when you are happy, but life is best when other people are happy because of you. Be inspired, give peace and share your smile with everyone. Be like a tree. Stay grounded. Connect with your roots. Turn over a new leaf. Bend before you break. Enjoy your unique natural beauty. Keep growing. To be a great champion you must believe you are the best. If you're not, pretend you are. Muhammad Ali. There are far better things ahead than the ones we leave behind. C.S. Lewis. Never give up on something you really want. It's difficult to wait, but it's more difficult to regret. Success at anything will always come down to this: focus and effort, and we control both. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Your competition isn't other people. Your competition is your procrastination, your ego, the unhealthy food you're consuming, the knowledge you neglect, the negative behavior you're nurturing, and your lack of creativity. Compete against that. It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. Marcus Aurelius. If an egg can do it, so can you. Morning. Today it begins to show. Your talent calcifies into skill. Your promise blossoms into excellence. You are becoming who you're gonna be. You get to decide who that is. The world provides ingredients, but it's your recipe, yours alone. We can't wait. Happiness can be found even in the darkest of times, if one only remembers to turn on the light. Dumbledore. Don't burn your opportunities for a temporary comfort. If you want something you never had, you have to do something you've never done. Who the hell cares what anybody else thinks? Just look into your heart and do whatever the hell makes you happy. I care not what others think of what I do, but I care very much about what I think of what I do. That is character. Theodore Roosevelt. Fall down 7 times, stand up 8. Motivation gets you started. Discipline is what keeps you going. Don't compare yourself with anyone in this world. If you do so, you are insulting yourself. Bill Gates.
Cow belly, let's go, baby.
monetization is dropping your rating to stop a migration of top innovation and content creation in an opposite way. I saw your new status and got inspiration to drop a new cape. On top of your face is a mock and the face of the clock is still raising. The mod is impatient, a monster is late, cannot just escape. News drop like a cave. YouTube Ukraine, you thought you would make it. Asked all the creators who want to get paid for their awesome creation. So take the advice of a god and make it. All I got to say is Calberry TV gets more traffic than a metropolis. Yes bitch, that's me. And I'm still looking for where my profit is.